Women with a large body count, that sperm stays with them. Every man that ever nutted in them is a part of them. It's found in their DNA, it's found in their brain, it's found in their cells.
Why women's body count matters biologically. I'm a neuroscientist. Let me explain. Studies show that women absorb and retain the DNA of every man they've been with via sperm. This foreign DNA has been found in the brain, organs, and reproductive system, but nobody talks about the consequences. And that DNA isn't just stored, it's used in creating future children. A woman's past men leave a permanent biological imprint. Ever wonder why some kids resemble an ex more than their father? This is usually why. While the father provides most of the DNA, genetic material from past men is also used. And it's not just looks. Physical and mental disorders can be passed down as well. The more men a woman has been with, the higher the risk of negative mutations in her future children. So ladies, your past doesn't disappear. Every man leaves a mark on your body and your future children. And fellas, think twice before having a child with a woman who's been with too many men, because you won't be the only one shaping that child.
So you're not fully responsible for this retarded ass kid, because it's mixed up with a whole lot of different dicks.
Hey, what's up? What's up? This your boy Rico, and this video is going to be very interesting. We're going to listen to my boy Black Balloon. I'm not even going to, chop and cut, edit his shit, because I don't even want to show anything with him. My boy got like 1.7 million, yada, 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 woo, woo, woo. But shout out to my boy Black Balloon, because I fucks with you. But this story is about, well, not a story, this video is about, about the rapper, what is his name? I would say Gunplay. I think that's old boy name. Yeah, Gunplay. Slept with some female and her ex, which me personally, I think it was something else. I think it was actually her dude still, because we know how women be. Women be fucking lying. And I'ma mix in, my thoughts and my opinions, and also with something I went through, because, I've been cheated on in the past, and I know exactly how that shit feel. So let's go. We're going to listen to Black Balloon, and I'm going to give my opinion, expertise on the situation. Let's listen. Let's go, baby. But hope y'all having a very good day, being very positive, very high vibrational. Let's go.
Shooting. It was at the Lake St. James apartment complex in Conyers. Upon deputies' arrival, they observed the black male, lying on the ground, suffering from a gunshot.
Now, what happened that night to rapper Trouble wasn't random. It was definitely personal.
Trouble. I'm sorry, not Gunplay. Trouble. Sorry, Gunplay. My bad, but Trouble, the rapper Trouble. Let's go.
And at the center of this tragedy was a woman and her jealous ex.
A spokesperson says Orr was visiting a female friend when the suspect, now identified as Jamichael Jones, forced his way into the apartment and fired that fatal shot.
He broke into the apartment, walked in on his ex, lying in bed next to the rapper, and didn't hesitate. He took him out right there on the spot.
I believe his name was Trouble. He's an Atlanta rapper. Was visiting a female friend at the complex. And Mr. Jamichael Jones did know the female, and it was a domestic situation.
And this ain't about blaming women. It's about recognizing how dangerous emotions like jealousy can be. And as a man, you gotta move wisely, especially when we're laying our head down in someone else's space. Mario Samante Orr, better known as Trouble, or Scoop, was a 34-year-old rapper from Atlanta. He first gained recognition back in 2011 with a track called Bussin', which later featured heavy hitters like Yo Gotti, Waka Flocka, and Trey the Truth on a remix. Trouble was a rapper who carved out his own lane. He found success early on and maintained a solid presence in the game, collaborating with some extremely big names, including The Weeknd. It was on June 5th, 2022, however, that Trouble's life came to a tragic end. That night, he made what he had no way of knowing would be a fatal decision, choosing to sleep next to a woman whose jealous, obsessive ex still hadn't let her go. That man returned to the same apartment they once shared, and in the very bed where he used to be intimate with her was now another man, rapper Trouble. And what happened next would eventually change everything. Just a few hours before tragedy struck, Trouble was in his hometown of Atlanta. At some point that evening, he decided to head over to the residence of a woman he was dating. The residence was in the Lake Street James apartment complex, located at 50th Street, James Drive in Conyers, Georgia, a quiet suburban area on the outskirts of Atlanta. Trouble eventually pulled up to the spot, and at first, everything was all good until it wasn't. Because while Trouble and the unnamed woman were sleeping in that apartment, death was creeping around the corner. Jamichael Jones, the woman's ex-boyfriend, who she had been in a relationship with for over 3 years, was on his way to that apartment. They had history, a deep emotional connection that had clearly
I'm gonna tell you right now, females be fucking lying. I highly doubt that this woman was broken up with this dude. And me being in a relationship and being backstabbed and cheated on, when it comes to these low vibration, weak ass, low conscious, coomer ass males, they get very, very emotional. Very emotional. That when they don't know how to control their feelings. Trust me, when this shit happened to me, it took all the strength in the world to not, you know how they use this term crash out, and they use this term for all type of shit. They just throw it around. Bird brains just throw it around. A real crash out, a real crash out is when you throw your life away, completely throw your life away. I could have easily went up to the job, did some bum shit, or when I had her in my presence, I could have hurt her. But it took all the fucking will in me to not do nothing stupid because you love this person. And this person don't fucking understand playing with people's emotions can get them fucking hurt. Because they don't understand. That grass green on the other side shit and all that monkey branching shit, people be doing and playing with people's emotions. That's one thing you do not do, is play with a human being emotions. All right, sorry for the background bullshit, but for real, I'm telling you.
Turned toxic, and even though they were no longer together, Jamichael hadn't let go of her. At 3:14 a.m., surveillance footage captured the vehicle Mr. Jones was driving as it entered the Lake Street James apartment complex, the same place he used to live with her. Jamichael broke into the apartment while the woman in trouble were asleep in the bedroom. She woke up to her ex-boyfriend standing over her, and then he ended up punching her in the face. At that point, everything escalated. Trouble had woken up, and Jamichael's focus quickly shifted from his ex to Trouble. The two men eventually began fighting. The unnamed woman tried to intervene.
So he didn't shoot dude when he was asleep. Dude actually woke up, and then it got into an altercation, and then he shot the dude in the chest. That's how that went. I thought he may have caught him sleeping and shot, both of them. She's lucky that she's not dead. But the dude couldn't control his emotions and took his anger out on the dude that have nothing to do. Males is going to do what they're going to do. It's up to the female to give access, unless they're being forced upon. It's up to the female to give the access to the coochie. It's up to her, not this dude at all. So you throwing your life away because you don't understand the concept of what the hell is going on. You get on her ass. Don't hurt her. Don't hurt the female, but you get on her ass. You don't get on the dude. He's being a male, but you such on a low vibration, and ain't no fucking telling that what this female was doing. No fucking telling. I highly doubt that they was broken up. I doubt that for sure. People be fucking lying. Trust me.
But things escalated fast. At approximately 3:20 a.m. that morning, Jamichael Jones pulled out a handgun and shot Trouble in the chest during this fight. By 3:21 a.m., surveillance footage captured Jones leaving the apartment complex, just 1 minute after pulling the trigger. Shortly after the shooting, police received a 911 call from a woman who reported hearing another female resident screaming for help inside one of the apartments. Officers eventually arrived on the scene, entered the unit, and discovered a black male in his 30s suffering from a GSW to the chest, a gunshot wound. He was later identified as 34-year-old Mario Samante Orr. known professionally as Musician Trouble. Trouble, who was already believed to have died from the gunshot wound, was rushed to Rockdale County Piedmont Hospital, where he was later that morning officially pronounced dead. At the scene, investigators recovered a spent .40 caliber shell casing, but no firearm. The woman reportedly had visible injuries on her face, a clear sign that the altercation started with her. Authorities immediately launched an investigation, and that's when the story started to unfold. First off, Trouble and the shooter had never even met prior to that night. This wasn't some personal beef between the two men. This was a man who simply couldn't let go of his ex, and the woman confirmed it herself. The shooter was her former boyfriend.
Former boyfriend. No, I highly doubt that they was so-called broken up. People be cheating like a fucker. Trust me. And Trouble not being up on game, you're laying your head. And they had this dude and this female had this apartment together. You're laying your head up in somebody else's spot, my boy. If not, you better have your own pistol on you at all. You better have your pistol on you at all costs. If you're even doing something dangerous like that, that's dangerous. Do you know how many dudes got their lights put the fuck out by fucking with a female? Whole entire nations done went to war over one woman. One woman. Famous one. That whole battle with Achilles and all that. Over a woman. One woman. Because this woman didn't want to be with this dude no more. So he sent his whole entire damn army to war to get this woman back that didn't even want him. That's on a whole nother beyond level of can't control your emotions when you send your entire damn army to go attack and get a woman that don't even want you. She's not giving a box to you no more, my nigga. That's no longer your coochie. And that's something that, hey, a lot of men, females are hypergamous. A lot of men gotta understand, you're the prize. They're not the fucking prize. You are. Be stoic. Stay on your shit. Don't actually crash out like this bozo ass nigga right here.
Michael Jones and the woman had once been in a committed relationship that lasted over 3 years. Not only had they lived together in the same apartment where Trouble was killed, but she had broken up with Jamichael Jones just 1 week before the shooting.
They wasn't broken up. I'm gonna tell you that right now. They was not broken up. No. Bra, that scandalous ass bra was lying.
Breakup was very fresh. And whether Trouble knew what he was, walking into or not, well, that could change the way you look at this. If, let's say, she didn't tell Trouble about their past together, should the woman carry some moral accountability for what happened that night? And that's a question to both the men and the women who are listening to this. Really curious to hear what you guys have to say. For further context, the woman told investigators that she ended things with Jamichael just a week earlier, after he hit her during an argument about not having a job and failing to help with the bills. During this one particular incident that turned violent, the woman said Jamichael punched her in.
And besides the physical part, the job shit alone can females will when it comes to see, that's one thing too. When it comes to this money shit, these females, that shit blinds females. Yes, females want security and all that shit and all that, yes, but when it comes, that's why people throw this love shit all over the place and don't even have a comprehension of what the hell that even mean. Because you're basing him off, let alone just get money altogether. Just a fucking job, period. A female will leave you over that alone. Over that alone. On some bullshit. And just because someone may be having a job, no. This reality, that's why I really don't fuck with people. Because people only deal with you. The only things that's going to be loved unconditionally is women and children. man is not loved unconditionally. Man is loved for what they can provide. Most likely, if you come across your average fucking fake, maybe some can get that rareness in there. You know, a female that's gonna really be there for you and hold you down when you do lose your job or you're going through some hard times. But most of the time, these fake ass women will dip out on you. Trust me. Don't get it twisted. Real spiritual. You know, they put all this material shit first. They're not really in for it. The actual real deal connection love. And what this day and age go by, people that's not even, they have never even thought of that period at all in their brain. Synapses never even had that snap before. Synapses never even had that snap before, let alone who they're getting raised by. Oh, there's more fish in the sea. If this one ain't doing this one ain't doing right. And it's not like you're cheating on them. No. It's not like you're cheating on them. Oh, you could just be having a hard time with bread or whatever. And they will poof, just like that. But 1 minute they loved you though. 1 minute they loved you and poof, just like that. Just because you're having a hard time in this fucking slavery. Doing something you're not even supposed to do anyway. But depends on who in their ear, who they let around them to manipulate them to get their draws off that don't even want shit to do with them just for a quick fuck. Females will let a fucking dirty bozo ass nigga. I don't give a fuck if you make $1 million a minute. You can still be a fucking bozo. That money don't mean shit. And that's true. I always knew about this shit since I was a young one. I don't worry about that shit. Yeah, everybody run behind that shit. They say money is the rule of all evil. That shit controls people like no other. It's beyond, I can't even explain it to y'all. But I'm sure y'all know. And all of the divorces, that shit is always initiated by the woman 80% of the time. Why you think dudes be getting a female stroked? Rich niggas be getting a female stroked because they come across something that's called real high value. Like a semen retention or someone that's really on a celibacy that know their value. So really at the end of the day, that money don't mean shit. But people be blind by that shit all the time.
In the nose during an argument inside a car. She told investigators that she called 911 immediately after, and Jamichael ended up fleeing the scene. According to her, she hadn't seen him ever since, and claimed he hadn't returned to the apartment after that incident. What makes this story even more unexpected is that Jamichael Jones wasn't just some random guy. Back in the day, he went by the name of J. Mike and was affiliated with Brick Squad. He even appeared in music videos alongside the late Slim Duncan and Waka Flocka.
Oh,
At
shit.
one point, Jamichael was a part.
Oh, so he was in the music industry. Yeah, he was in the music industry.
The same Atlanta rap scene that Trouble came up in. But while Trouble built something for himself and carved out a real career, Jamichael faded into the background. He never made it. And in the end, a man who couldn't find success in the rap game took the life of someone who actually did find that success.
Man.
I find that very tragic. And on top of that, according to some unverified reports, including a claim made by rapper Young Jock, Jamichael's name was still on the lease to that apartment.
But the man's name is on the lease, allegedly. That's what I've heard. That's what's out there.
And this female talking about they broke up. No, you was still letting Cub pipe you down. It's just you came across this dude and for whatever reason, he macked you up, got you in the bed, and my nigga got his lights put out for being caught slipping. That's all it was.
Now, this claim hasn't been officially verified, but it wouldn't be too far-fetched. I mean, they had lived together in that apartment for over 3 years and had just broken up a week before Trouble got killed by Jamichael. Using surveillance footage and witness testimony, Detectives were able to link 33-year-old Jamichael Jones to the shooting. Police quickly issued a bolo, a be on the lookout, and began taking steps to track him down. They eventually visited Jones' mother, and while they were there, Jamichael called her phone. She handed the phone to investigators and helped connect her son with the authorities. Less than a day later, he turned himself in. But before that, Jones told deputies he'd meet them near Southern Regional Medical Center in Clayton County. Jones was eventually arrested shortly after and charged with murder, aggravated assault, home invasion, and battery in connection to the death of rapper Trouble.
So you do all that shit. You think you have a brain, something, you're part of the God source. You have a thinking, working brain. But you're such a jealous, low vibration ass, bozo ass coomer of a being. You do all this and then turn yourself in? No, you gotta be on the run or go to the fucking death, or else don't even perform that shit. Don't even attempt to do that shit. Let that shit pass, bruh. So, and you go turn yourself in. You deserve everything you getting.
He was booked into the Rockdale County Jail without bond, and that's where he remained in custody since his arrest in the summer of 2022, awaiting trial. Jury selection for Jamichael Jones' murder trial was scheduled to begin just a couple weeks ago in late March. But in an unexpected twist, Jones entered a negotiated guilty plea to a reduced charge of voluntary manslaughter. As a part of the deal, the more serious charges were dropped. He's now set to spend the next 20 years of his life behind bars for the killing of rapper Trouble. So a precious life was lost, all because this man walked in and found another man.
At the age he is, I think he probably most likely about like 30 or 40. You spending another 20 years? Another 20 years? That's life. At the age you already at.
And rapper Trouble in the same bed he once shared with his ex. Honestly, it's a wild story, but more than that, it's a reminder of just how fast everything can change when emotions take over. I don't know if Trouble knew about the history between this woman and her ex, but as a man, if you're planning on spending the night at a woman's place, you should gather as much information as possible. As much information as possible. And you got some money. I'm pretty sure Trouble had his own spot. He ain't cutting out broke. I am not finna go chill at her spot. Fuck no. I'll pick you up or come to my shit. I'm not going over there and then just be comfortable after I just got done dicking you out, busting a mean one, giving you the most most valuable currency ever is my sperm, bitch. And you tired, comfortable, not knowing this nigga got a 40 over your dome piece? I'm surprised her and old boy ain't fucking dead. You could have shot their ass in their sleep and been on. Bruh. You know, information like who she used to be with, how recent the breakup was, whether the ex is a trigger-happy demon who might still, be in the picture, all that important.
Trouble, you was slipping, my nigga. Slipping.
Stuff. On the real though, this whole situation was incredibly unfortunate, and it definitely put a spotlight on the woman's role in it. The question is, how much accountability should she really be held to? Obviously, she couldn't have predicted this would happen. The guy who killed Trouble was just a crazy person, right? So I don't think it's fair to put it on her, especially since we don't know the full extent of her relationship with Jamichael outside of what was mentioned in official court documents. That aside, if you got an ex who's already putting hands on you and y'all used to live in that apartment together and, you just broke up.
He was already Jean-Claude Van Damme in her ass already. And fellas, be very careful when dealing with these Jezebels. And just by how she looks, she got tattoos all over her. That's already a red flag right there. Agree, disagree, I don't give a shit. They display their red flags on them. Let alone, females don't even get tattoos where they usually hide them no more. That shit be all on their neck, all on their face, all on their arms, full sleeves. Understand, there's most likely 100% of the time, there's males touching these females' bodies and possibly to There's a documentary of tattoo artists fucking with females. It is beyond how much coochie get thrown at these dudes. So if you got a female with all this shit on them, you think these tattoo artists, they're men. They are men. And these females are bad as hell. We're not even gonna get into that. But trust me, a female with all this shit on them, and she got a whole chest piece, all this shit on her. The red flags is on them. Trouble. Come on, my nigga. But ain't no telling what type of women Trouble, usually fuck with. I never even heard the dude music. His face looked familiar, on social media and shit. But come on, man.
Up with him about a week ago. Having another man over probably isn't you thinking about his best interest, and I'll just leave it at that. But I'll say this, as a man, it's your responsibility to make sure you're safe in any situation involving a woman. Because at the end of the day, it's better to be safe than sorry. You're the only one who's going to care about your safety as much as you. It's really sad that Trouble found himself caught in the middle of all this, and ultimately lost his life because of it. If anything, I think this story serves as a lesson. A reminder to move carefully, ask questions, and protect yourself at all costs. If you made it this far, you can't leave this video without dropping a little like.
That's it for my boy Black Balloon. But shout out to my boy Black Balloon. I have the video in the description with my Cash App. If you fuck with your boy Rico, hey, I know just how it feels to be backstabbed. And let's say it did go exactly like this. My situation was, I'm still in from what I know on my side, a relationship with this person, and they over there monkey branching and fucking on somebody else. But the God that I am, because I'm part of the stars, I'm very fucking dope. Yes, I am. And I'm not finna throw my life away for no one. Most definitely not no fucking piece of coochie. No. Let the universe solve it. Work it out. And you continue to grow and prosper and keep your mind and your attention and your focus on what you love to do. This your boy Rico. Rate, comment, and sub. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. I'm out. Push the light, baby. Push the light. I'm out. Peace.